with my heart. In San Francisco.
Welcome back to DBL. That was the one and only Tony Bennett on the Ed Sullivan Show singing I Left My Heart in San Francisco. Today, we are honoring the beloved singer who died today at his home in Manhattan. He was 96 years old. With his legendary stage presence, Tony's career spanned more than 70 years. And believe it or not, Bob Hope discovered him in 1949 in a New York City club. But it was years later that he actually had him on his show. Take a look at this.
You know, it's been about 16 years since I discovered you singing in a Greenwich Village nightclub. How come this is your first appearance on my television show?
Well, I've been waiting for you to make good.
Tony became famous for his jazzy vocals that helped spread the American songbook around the world. Over his career, he took home just a measly 19 Grammys. Many of those awards were for his famous duets, including his final performance with the Lady Gaga. Take a look.
I definitely want to with the rest of those girls.
That's why the lady is a tramp.
During his later years, Tony was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and it's a topic that was explored with Anderson Cooper and Tony's wife, Susan Benedetto. The two had decades-long of romance after they first met following one of his shows in the late 80s. Tony worked well into his 90s and, believe it or not, won his last Grammy just last year. But if you asked him about it, he said it was never work. Take a look.
I have a passion my whole life to sing and paint. And I paint every day, and I study music every day. I've never worked a day in my life. I love it.
What a life to lead. Jeff, what do you think?
Speaking of painting, I don't know who you believe in out there, whatever you believe in, but if you do talk to somebody before you hit the earth and you're like, this is what I want my life to look like, mine would be Tony Bennett's.
Yeah.
96 years old.
Yeah.
Music that is going to live the test of time. Some people fade away as history goes on. Tony Bennett's music will forever be related to in some sort of way, one or another. He worked till he was 96.
Yeah.
And now we say the same thing all the time. What a life, what a career. This is a little bit different. 96 years old, music for eternity, doing what he loved and said didn't call it work a day in his life. Beautiful, beautiful life, and he will be sorely missed, but I'll still be playing his songs on my deck.
Absolutely.
Every weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Erica, you said that you're going to be doing the same tonight.
Yeah, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a linguine and clam sauce night.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
just the smells and that music.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
When my husband does linguine and clam sauce, there's always Tony Bennett playing.
Of course, you have to.
Same thing, like, yeah, all throughout the house.
I was going to say,
what we'll do
the
tonight.
nerd biologist in me, kind of finds this beauty in the fact that, Alzheimer's did affect a lot of his brain, but that brain's last act was to take that music and put it in a place where that disease couldn't get to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, of all the things to retain.
Yeah, and you know what's really interesting? He makes it just look so easy, and it's the most difficult thing to phrase a jazz song and make it look effortless. Amy Winehouse, Lady Gaga, the people we all look up to, they looked up to Tony. Always.
As they should have.
Absolutely.
A legend.
Absolutely. Before we go to break, let's listen to Tony's iconic voice one more time.
And in case you wonder why